Thank you so much. So my presentation is called One Small Step on the Scale. So as Josh alluded to, my name's Matt. I'm 30 years old. I am a communications manager at Bank of America. So I'm married. That's my wife right there. She's in the audience tonight. We have one cat and one dog. We'll kind of get going through there. Just a little background on us. So what I'm really here to talk about tonight is how some important life changes I've made have had a positive impact on just about every single aspect of my life. So back in 2012, I had a problem. 2 years of no activity, poor diet, and they're coming up right now, the 2 pizza shops that we live in between took its toll on me. So what did this turn into? This turned into New Year's Eve 2012. That's me. Fumbling to open a bottle of champagne, not necessarily because I'm 50 pounds overweight there, but I'm also clumsy. So what did I do? So I went from this gentleman right here to July of this year. The answer is one small step on the scale. So July 18th was my 1-year anniversary of what I would call my self-tracking. I picked up a Wi-Fi scale from Withings and started stepping on it every day. Every day before even saying hi to my wife in the morning, just step on the scale. Doesn't matter, what else I have to do, had to do it. The second really important thing is that I began running and walking with the dog, adding little activities here. And then I started to use apps and other gadgets to track my health and fitness. And I'll go over some of those on the next slide. So this is just a sample of different things that I use on a daily basis to track my activity. You see a run tracker, Nike Plus, Weight Watchers, a couple of different ones on there. And some of them feed into the Health Mate app, which is what I primarily interact with. Just a little information on the Runkeeper app. I don't necessarily go on my computer after I use all of these, but I walk, run, and cycle with the Runkeeper app. You can see some of my metrics up here. What I've noticed is that April and May were really, really active months. That's when I thought it was necessary to have a long run every single day. I went out for a run. I don't have to do a 6-7 mile run all the time. Now I actually have a training plan. I have a track day. I have a long day. I'll bike, and I also have a day where I'll go on the trail, as well as some other core exercises that Runner's World recommends. Another really cool app that I would recommend for anyone who's starting out, especially in self-tracking, and wants to make some progress in their fitness, would be Nike Plus. So many of you probably know they don't really need you to put that little thing in your shoe anymore. You can do it all from your phone. And so what I thought is really cool is that every mile it'll tell you you've completed a mile. You can listen to your music. And then what I think is cool is at the end you have someone like Kara Goucher or Shalane Flanagan, or I think I heard Tim Tebow once tell me that I had a great run. I thought that was kind of cool. Look how things turned out there. So I've pretty much graduated from the Nike Plus app. The biggest thing another really good thing that it does is it tracks your shoes. So I bought a real pair of running shoes. I've since retired them because I've reached over 400 miles on them. And now I use another app called Shoe Meter, which is a free app because my brother, who actually does run marathons, said buy 2 pairs of new shoes at the same time. The next part, and Tone, I feel like I was kind of in a cyberspace meeting with you that whole journey, is Weight Watchers. So that's my weight tracker right now at the top there, so 193 pounds down to where I am right now, which is somewhere in the 140s. I'll probably bottom out at the 130s and maybe work on some toning as well. You'll notice the table view over there, and then Tone already went over this, but really helpful things over there in the actual tracker app. I have the computer view, and his presentation showed you on your phone, which is what I primarily interact with. The biggest thing to take away from Weight Watchers, and I don't necessarily track every single time, right, but it's really the lessons that you learn out of these apps. Lessons I learned is, should I really be eating that large meatball sub from Pizza Shop A right next to my house? Maybe not. Maybe get, and my wife can attest to this, we'll probably get a chicken kebab wrap once a week, and I know that that's something that I can have because I've counted my points, and I can have it because, well, I'm also very active. So the next thing that I wanted to go over is the Garmin Forerunner watch. So I'm actually training for a referee fitness test because I'm going to eventually upgrade so I can referee higher levels of competition. So this watch here is really cool because obviously, it'll track your runs, it'll track laps around a track when I do track sessions. And I just thought it was kind of fun. There's nothing really important you need to see here, but those red squiggly lines are in that upper left-hand corner. That's when you're an assistant referee and you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, that can get interesting. That's probably an average of 2 miles a game. Some of these other ones over here, I'm clearly the center official because I'm scrambling all over the place, dealing with players, booking them. Here you go, see you later. And then in the bottom there, it tracks your personal best time. So that's a tool that I continue to use day in and day out. And the nice thing is when I walk in after a workout, it syncs up with a computer automatically, and they have an app on your phone. So this right here is kind of a recap of my timeline and my weight at the same time. So back in January 2013, we remember this guy. He no longer exists, thank goodness. And I'm sorry I keep using the same pictures, but when you're that heavy, you don't really want to get in too many pictures. So now every chance I get, I'm like, hon, take my picture. It gets annoying sometimes. So anyway, there's that dude. And then, obviously I started stepping on the scale. Go through here quick. That's what I looked like in my first running picture. I should change that on Runkeeper because that doesn't look like me anymore. The Runkeeper app, Weight Watchers. This next thing is kind of cool, and this was in one of the earlier presentations, the concept of stand-up desks. So I work from home, and part of what got me in trouble besides 2 pizza shops was sitting on my behind 40, 50 hours a week. So what I love is that I can, raise my desk up. That's obviously not me talking to someone in the picture there, but I find it really helpful to engage your core more, engage your legs, and your metabolism is also a little bit faster from what I hear. So this is actually my halfway point, right? So I lost about 20, 25 pounds. I felt confident enough, to buy all my soccer referee gear. So, drop about $1,000. That's another incentive when you invest in workout clothes. And, my wife will attest to this. She's like, we got to go shopping. I'll come by at the shopping cart and she'll be like, okay, do you actually have anything to wear? These are all workout clothes. But it's like, you get excited, you want to make the investment. So then we added other activities, keeping it interesting because, the thing is you can't just run all day or you can't just bike all day. For me, I like to keep it interesting and try and vary up my activities. So earlier this month, I ran in my first race. It was a 5K. I'm actually wearing the shirt from it. It's the Nate Bibod 5K. It was an extremely hot day, but it was, big smile there. I was happy to be there. And then I got race fever and decided to run a few days later in a 5-miler on July 4th. And that's the t-shirt from that one. So we'll start a collection, I guess, for those. And then again, just wanted to show you again where you can go from beginning to end. So again, I told my wife the first time she showed me that picture to throw it out, but I'm glad she didn't because I know what I don't want to go back to. All right, so what did I learn? So I learned that it takes small steps to make things routines, okay? That's the biggest thing. You can't lose 50 pounds by starving yourself. You can't lose 50 pounds by running 10 miles. You're just not going to be able to do it if you haven't worked yourself up to that. So, and I'm a huge fan of technology that makes tracking fitness activities as efficient as possible. If it's easy and it's fun, chances are I'm going to try it as long as it doesn't break the bank. So start small. Crawl, walk, run. Right, we've all heard that before, especially if you work in the corporate setting. Stick to your routines. So for me, stepping on the scale every single morning, using Runkeeper every time I go for a workout, and with Weight Watchers, tracking what I'm eating throughout the day and planning your day. If you have the meatball sub, the rest of your day might be a little lighter. You might do a couple extra sit-ups, push-ups. You just got to compensate for the choices that you make throughout the day. Continue to track. So again, this is probably a screen that I interact with a lot every day. Obviously, the scale feeds into the weight, the activity, part of that's Runkeeper, part of that's my pulse, sleep and heat, heart are also from the pulse. But most of all, what I learned was to enjoy my more confident, lighter, stronger self. And, with that, I have, companies like, with things, I can't say enough about the scale. It's the beginning of my day. And I really feel that and a lot of the activities and the support of my family really helped me. And so, in January 2014, my wife and I will be expecting our first child. And instead of, sitting in a chair and being out of breath from going up the stairs, I can actually chase him around and have some fun. So that's exciting. And it all, it's just one step at a time. It really is. Just start that step. That's all I have. So thank you for letting me share my journey with you. And yeah. Sure.
Questions, anybody?
Do you make allowances for heat over 90 degrees? Do you change your exercise schedule at all?
Yeah, so that's interesting. So I mean, this is really the first season that I started running almost every day. Last Friday, I did not go outside. 90-degree heat is dangerous, quite frankly, to be running in. So I'll, at the beginning of a week, maybe a Sunday night when I'm writing in my journal, my fitness journal, I'll actually look at the weather forecast and try and plot out my runs. So as we get into the winter time, that means my runs are going to be in the middle of the day when it's warmest. Right now, I should be good and wake up early and do them before the sun comes up, but I like my sleep. So sometimes I really have to deal with the heat.
Have you tried anything else for food tracking, or is there anything you think about that would reduce the friction in that process?
Yeah, so I think, I'm starting the MyFitnessPal app. That feeds into my main app. But I think I wrote it down, one of the apps that you were talking about, and somebody else. So, I mean, I'm always looking for new ways to make a routine stick because, as I said, I'm not tracking every single day anymore. And that can be a warning sign. So you gotta just watch yourself. So far so good, but I'll try new apps. So I am trying to track calories now as well. So right now I'm doing double duty. Sometimes I'll have 4 apps on, and I wonder if someone upstairs, at the defense ministry or whatever is like, why is this guy engaging all the satellites right now? So they're probably tapping my phone.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.